Good day to all Inderes TV listeners and viewers. Nixu published its second half results today, and on this video we will talk that and its new strategy update. Welcome, Teemu.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
We could start off with a traditional and simple question. Could you walk us through the highlights of Nixu's financial year 2022?
Yes, thanks for that. And I think we talk about the turnaround, right, in 2022, and we are back to real growth and good, better profitability as well, right? We are growing 16% in the full year with an accelerated growth of 26% in the second half of the year. And we see the same on our profitability as well, right? So landed on an EBITDA level of 4%, right? So, you know, and it was more or less what we guided as well in the early Q4. So, you know, business is taking off. We have good momentum, both growth and profitability is heading in the right direction.
Could you talk about the growth and profitability development in Finland and international markets separately?
Yeah. We see growth in all our markets except for one in our Benelux market that is slightly going now with 2%. All other markets are growing. Finland is still by far our biggest market and a very important market and will continue to be a very important market. Now for the future, we are focusing, you know, to copy the Finnish success to our other markets and we talk about our core markets where Sweden is going to be the next, where we're really going to emphasize now on investing in sales capabilities, delivery capabilities and marketing as well. And on top of that, we will establish also business in Norway now to continue the great start we've had with the Nordic business as well.
Could you also give us a brief summary of the managed services turnaround last year?
Yes. Yes, for managed services, we started already, I would say end of 21 and beginning of 22 to restructure the way we operate our managed services. And we also brought in a new leader for our managed services business who have together with his team done a great job in actually putting the transformation in place. So now we're definitely seeing the fruits of that coming through, right? We have a very well oiled machinery, if you may, and a good offering and also resulting now in that our revenue grew 10% for our managed services on the full year last year. And if you look at the second half only, it's growing 30% for us. So I mean, it's really accelerating for us now in the end of the year. And we also had a great growth of orders booked in fourth quarter, over 60% year-over-year comparison, right? So we are doing many things right in the managed services right now, and now it's only about scaling up the business model, and it looks good.
That sounds good. Nixu suffered quite a bit from personal turnover last year. What was the situation in Q4 and in the beginning of 2023?
Good, yeah. And I think, first of all, let's start by saying that attrition in the cybersecurity market and industry is a market challenge, right? I mean, there's a lack of 3.4 million people in cybersecurity industry, right? And of course that in itself is a reason for attrition. I don't think that Nixu stands out there, but of course we're not happy with that. We had if you look at our 12-month rolling attrition rate, it's around 25%, right, which is way too high. And if you look at the fourth quarter, it was around 5% in the fourth quarter isolated. Now it's too early to talk about 2023. I don't have the numbers for that yet. We're just in the beginning of February. We usually look at this from a quarter basis, right? But I see no change or no difference, and I haven't heard no difference. So, but this is one of our most strategic focus, or important focus areas to cut down on the attrition rate.
All right. An interesting part of today's presentation was obviously the new strategy. Could you walk us through the key parts and the key points of this new strategy?
Good, thanks. Yeah, our new strategy we launched today, we call it Next Nixu. And our ambition with a new strategy is that we, by the end of 2025, should be an company exceeding 100 million euros in revenue. And on top of that, we should have an adjusted EBIT level of over 10%. So that's kind of the financial ambition. And we also, on top of that, we want to have a more balanced split of our revenues between our markets. So 55% of our revenue should come from Finland and 45% should come from the rest of our markets. And Then when we look at our recurring business, we want at least 40% of our business to be recurring business as well. So that's kind of how we frame the financial ambitions with Next Nixu. Then it's built on 6 strategic areas which we need to tackle. One is to focus on our core markets, Finland and Sweden. We're going to continue to go with our full service offering in both countries. Finland today is doing exceptionally well, I would say. We need to continue to make sure that we gain market share in Finland. And Sweden, we will accelerate by investing more in sales capability, delivery capability, and marketing as such, right? So that's our first, strategic area. The second strategic area is to go with spearheads, as we call it. I mean, specific parts of our service offering into certain markets, like Denmark, like the Benelux, and now when we're establishing Norway as well, we're going to go there in the same fashion. And once we are successful with getting client footprint with the spearheads, then we're going to expand our portfolio with those clients as well. So that's kind of our second focus area, strategic area. The third one is that we want to make sure that we become the partner of choice when it comes to managed services business. We are on a good track on that. We want to make sure that in all markets, our managed services offering is seen as the top kind of offering, so to say. Then the last 3 parts, which are about enabling those business growth, is about people. We just talked about that, attracting and retaining people. It's about branding, making sure that the client experience and branding is there, simplifying our portfolio, making it more client-centric and more relevant for our clients as well. So, this all in all, sorry, I forgot the 6th one, which is about operational efficiency, right? We need to also make sure that we have the right operational efficiency to gain the profitability that we need as well. Where we're now a bit heavy on the SG&A side, but that's a deliberate investment we've done in SG&A to get ready for the future.
All right. So to end it off, we could talk about the 2023 outlook and the key focus areas for this year.
Well, we have the guidance that we're giving now for 2023 is that our revenue will end up on between 66 and 70 million euro. And that our profitability will improve from last year. That's what we see, and that's the guidance that we're giving. And obviously, focus areas now is our strategic priorities that we just talked about. So we now need to make sure that we accelerate our, the scaling of managed services, that we accelerate the business growth in Sweden and Finland, like we talked about, and that we accelerate our business spearhead growth in the other markets like Denmark and Benelux. And on top of that, then the establishment of Norway that we will do now in first half of 2023.
All right. Thank you for the interview, and I hope you all the best for this year.
Thank you so much. Thank you.